Now you can either have the cellulose in the pot surfacting it over time, or you can just use your universal surfactant to actually surfact the sand, but then you've got to flush it out, of course, otherwise you'll have fungal and disease problems, because fungi love universal surfactant. They'll grow on your jam jars and things like that. You know, one of the few things that will actually grow on those sort of highly concentrated organic materials, I think. Remembering, of course, the organic rule is, and salinity rule is, you can have twice as much organics as you can to your salts, basically, as a general rule of thumb sort of thing. So, you know, you can have twice as much urea as if you had potassium sort of thing. So if you've worked out your levels and your potassium level is X, and you're assuming that urea can replace potassium equally, you can actually add twice as much urea, and basically it's like adding twice as much potassium, which you couldn't do because you burn the roots off your plants. So do you get this idea that maybe people are getting bigger plants because they're going down that avenue and they're doubling up on, instead of using potassium, they could be using twice as much urea, so they're getting in the soil, it's like they've got twice as much potassium there, even though it's really urea, and they could be getting twice as much growth. Working on this notion that maybe potassium generates urea sort of thing. Maybe it's a direct chemical generation, or there's some sort of microbial inter pathway in there between the actual salt and the result of the urea. In other words, you've got a microbe in there that grows there, that converts any ammonia coming off your potash into urea sort of thing. But if you get the pH wrong, that urea that's being generated, or the ammonia that's coming off, either stays as free ammonia or suddenly comes off, you know, the urea is broken up, and you get this massive of ammonia in your pots, very highly alkaline, and it will just kill anything that can't handle it. And basically, yeah. So you've got this pH problem you've got to worry about. So why don't you just get that pH problem out of the equation and just start, instead of mucking around with potassium, maybe just start with urea, and you don't really have to muck around with the pH too much, because, you know, urea is already quite acidic. You know, it's like pH 4, I think. So it's already in the grow zone, basically. Green for go on your universal indicator strips. That's why they did it that way. Do you understand? That's why they did that way. You know, so that your grey zone is your neutral zone, which is an important area to worry about, whether you're left or right on that. And they did all the other colours. You know, when it's really acidic, it's red for danger sort of thing, and when it's highly alkaline, it's the opposite end of the colour spectrum sort of thing. Do you understand that these people, when they put the universal pH scale today, they did it for some. I said, it's like my Alfred Daniel Hall book. When you read my Alfred Daniel, you had these people in the past, and they were really benefiting society. They were looking to the future. You know, someone comes in 100 years, they're going to benefit. If I do the work now, and it's really a hard task to generate a universal indicator. It was done in the Scandinavian countries, by the way, and it came from bog research in the Scandinavian countries. You can look it up. But they did it properly, and they thought about, you know, the order of the colours and that and so forth. Of course, these days you can't be sure whether you're getting true universal indicator, whether it's being diluted down. That's another point. Whether these companies trying to either keep the price the same so they can still continue to sell and be in business, or they're trying to gouge and rip you off, are diluting it down so it doesn't go far, it doesn't work, it doesn't follow the standardisation that these people set up in the past, because they did lots of experiments on, you know, can I keep it in a bottle, will I get microbes in the bottle, and will they start to chew through all the ingredients in the bottle? And if you get it too dilute, it will be attacked, and then you get all these side reactions going on, and, you know, you can't really rely on things like that, you see. I mean, I think this is all going to change in the near future, as I said, as Trump routes out all this deep state stuff over in America that's coming out now. I mean, the next couple of years, it's just going to go crazy, as I said, and all this money that's been squealed away, he's either going to bring it back in, or he's going to basically just fuck them by changing the currency, and basically he'll lose the money, but they're fucked. They may not end up in jail, but they'll have no money, and to them, if they worship money like it's a god, that's the worst thing that could possibly happen to them, because they'll have nothing. They'll have to sell things and to buy the new currency and things like that to just survive, sort of thing. So, you know, you see people like Soros and things like that selling off their art collections just to buy the new money, because without it they can't buy anything. They can't go down the shops and even buy the groceries. Can you? Oh yeah, there's front doors. Okay.